I think that's rolling in the right place.
So we're rolling? We're going? It looks like it's rolling.
Yeah.
Man, that's so exciting. We're back. We're here.
We're back. Remember when we had a podcast? We have it again.
We have it again.
It's the new year. You know what that means. We have opinions, and we would like to voice them.
So true. Welcome back.
Welcome back
that you
to
missed
Talking
us.
About Nothing with yours truly,
Yeah.
Evan and also Keelan. I'm the latter. He is the former.
That's what I've always said about myself.
You're the latter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this context, when you've introduced us that way. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Keelan's sleepy, but we're gonna power through.
I'm getting energy. The art we're gonna talk about is gonna fuel me.
It's gonna excite you.
It's gonna get me going.
Yeah.
I am not in my flop era.
No, you're not. No, you're in your.
I'm excelling. Era. I'm in my slut era.
Yeah.
I'm going beast mode.
That's a great way. New year, new you, same podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's Talking About Nothing with Evan and Keelan.
I didn't make a theme song for the TAN Awards.
You could just play an old one. Would that be fun?
We could just reminisce. I wonder if there's any on the thing. Let's see. Hold on. There's not.
We did it. We did 2021.
That
was the last time we did this.
Yeah, but I took them off of the soundboard is the thing.
That's okay. That's understandable. Why is there... There was a thing in here that just said Sky on it. What was up with that?
Oh, that was when
Sky...
No, that was in the heat of like George Floyd protests. So then we put at the beginning of our podcast that we'd want people to like donate to to like civil rights movements and different stuff.
Samaritans, but that's in the past.
Yeah, now we don't do that because it's like unfashionable and we're bad people.
Yeah,
we could find something else to get Sky to promote.
We could. Do we have time for that?
No.
Who has time for that? What do we have to promote?
You're leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, I am. What's this episode sponsored by?
This episode is sponsored by the Allergic Dad Instagram account. And olives with jalapeno stuffed in the middle. I love those shits.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Olives with a jalapeno.
Yeah, you ever have jalapeno stuff
in an olive?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Shit's incredible.
That sounds amazing. I haven't had one of those.
I'm sorry. We can go upstairs and have some. They're in my fridge.
Oh, we can do that. We can do that later. There's so many awards.
It's the TAN Awards.
The TAN
Remember?
Awards, the 2022 TAN Awards, where we voice our opinion, which is objectively correct.
Yup. And we ask other people what their opinions are, and we tell them they're wrong.
Yeah, we're going to tell them they're wrong. One person, I don't know, maybe they were right. It was crazy. Or they just knew me. They just knew their audience, and that's what they based their opinion on. Yeah.
They guessed your number one.
Yeah, they did.
That's
I'm like, most people can get my number one.
I know your number one.
Yeah, of course.
But
I don't know yours, and that's why it's exciting. And you don't know albums 2 through 20.
Exactly.
I did 20. Did you do 20?
I did 20 albums.
That's crazy. It's gonna take a long time.
Yes.
Okay, and
I think first we should go through user submitted albums.
Yeah.
And then we'll do our own albums. But we could do other awards first.
There's the other awards. I think that's what we should do. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we backload music.
Yeah.
Do we have... Nice. Okay. Do we have... what's our first award gonna be? I have some notes.
Don't care. Say one and we'll do it.
The first award is going to be for... here, I'll do it. It's the first one I have written down. TV Show of the Year.
Yeah.
What's your TV show of the year?
My TV show of the year is The Bear.
Yeah, that's
we
right.
agree.
That's right, we agree.
Let's shake hands every time we agree.
Nice.
We shook hands.
It was pretty good. We did shake hands in this audio medium. But I thought really hard about it being season 3 of Succession because that was really good.
This year?
That was this year, man. Wasn't that crazy?
Wow.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Because... Season 3 of Succession. It blew me away.
It's really good.
It blew me away.
But it's not The Bear.
No, it's not The Bear. But the Succession has just been so good for so long. It's a great legacy pick. But The Bear is better. What did you like? What did you like about The Bear? Why is The Bear your?
I liked how stressed I was. I liked Io Adebri. I think that's how you pronounce her name.
For sure, yeah.
Fucking legend.
Yeah, amazing.
I liked the surprise reveal of the actor who played the dead guy.
Yeah.
That's great.
There were a couple...
Like, it barely adds anything, but I was like, now I have a face to put to it,
especially because he'd, like, he was in the show earlier, wasn't he? And, like, he's in, like, one scene that's a flashback, but you don't know who he is. Yeah. And then they reveal who he is later. And I thought that was fantastic. There's another, like, micro cameo in there that's like an Easter egg. Do you know about this? Do you know who it was?
I don't think so.
Paul Rudd is in The Bear.
At what part?
There's a scene where Maddie Matheson's character, it's near the end of the show, like one of the last 2 episodes, probably the last one, when everyone's really sad. They think the restaurant's gonna close, everything's fucked, and Maddie Matheson is like, his character's looking at the video game machine they got, and he has a hallucination where the character's talking to him, and he's like, oh, it's gonna be all right, and it's the voice of Paul Rudd. I'm so sure it was, and I heard it, and I was like, I know that's someone's voice, and I googled much. I read credits for the episode. It was crazy. He's uncredited, it doesn't show up, but I'm sure that was him.
Wow.
And then the creator of The Bear went on another inferior podcast to this one, and he mentioned that there were, like, secret cameos and stuff in it. And I was like, yeah, it's Paul Rudd.
And then, obviously, Jeremy Allen White is just, like, incredible. Like, that monologue in that one episode.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, oh, right. Also
a scary good
also
actor.
A good actor. And he brought back the white t-shirt somehow. Mm-hmm. Something that you thought was a staple of everyday life, he just made.
Yeah. Oh, honorable mention
popular.
For show of the year, I think you gotta shout out The Rehearsal in some way or another. Like, that shit was really good. Fun for the whole family.
The Rehearsal's fantastic and sad and crazy. Like, that show, I just feel like got so out of hand. Like, even Nathan Fielder couldn't have seen it going that way. And then he just turned the camera on himself in such a way that was insane, where it was, I don't know, it was like him dealing with the events of the show in real time and seeing that it was fucked up, and then kind of making himself feel fucked up because he was like, this is how I wish I could perceive the world, you know, that this is how I wish I could do this and rehearse for all these interactions.
It worked so well at every single level.
Yeah.
Like, through every lens you want to analyze that shit, like through his own psyche or just as like an incredibly structured show and like unique to itself. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
All right.
So The Bear, we'll be getting a Mina. Jeremy Allen White.
Oh, right. We call it a Mina.
Yeah, the Mina.
Now it's like more like honorary because Mina's dead. So like...
New record.
I know.
Mina's dead. I'm sorry.
We didn't kill her.
So, you know, maybe we'll put a bit of her ashes in every award.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be sweet. I think The Bear deserves that. They'll receive the ashes very soon. The next thing I have written here is, which I stole from another podcast, is Bozo of the Year. Do you have a Bozo of the Year? Yeah, I'm springing this one on you.
Do I have a, like, right now?
Yeah,
I just have to come up with one.
Biggest bozo. Well, I feel like whoever comes to mind as being a bozo has to be number one.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's probably Tate, right? Do you have a hotter? Do you have a funnier one?
I don't have a funnier one. I don't have a super funny one. Andrew Tate's a great one for biggest bozo of the year. He's definitely been nominated, but you know, Elon Musk just lost so much money and so much respect of people. But I also really wanted to nominate Dave Chappelle for biggest bozo of the year because I think he's more of a slept-on bozo. Yeah, that whole thing recently where he brought Elon on stage
for a while.
Yeah, he just shows how silly and out of touch he is. Like, really just...
I agree.
Really dating himself.
It was a big year for bozos.
Yeah.
Like, there were so many news stories.
It really
Another
is.
bozo every, like, 2 weeks.
It's bozo. Now that I think the bozo apocalypse, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. But Yeah, just that Dave Chappelle thing with Elon, where it's like it's one thing for Elon to not understand that the world hates him, but for Dave Chappelle to not understand that the world also hates Elon Musk is pretty crazy. And then he made a run of T-shirts with "Fear of God" that I really hated, where he said, "That's where now that I've told you the truth, does that make you my enemy?" And it's like, no, you haven't told any truths, Dave. No. You're just an asshole.
Yeah,
you're just such a douchebag. It's ridiculous. That made me so mad. I've never been madder at Dave Chappelle, which is crazy.
That's a good one.
Mr. Kanye West also.
But that's like
for biggest bozo of the year.
I honestly, bozo is too light
this year.
Bozo's too light for Kanye West. Like menace to society of the year is Kanye West. Man who should be incarcerated for his crimes goes to Kanye. I don't think he's just a bozo at this point.
But don't you think, I feel like Elon and Tate have probably done worse crimes than Kanye has.
Kanye for sure.
Asshole, but they've done like real like criminally like
for sure. But still, you can understand how like the persona of Elon Musk is still alive in the heads of like capitalist losers who like eat his bullshit. Yeah. And I think Kanye has burned every bridge known to man. That, like, you know, calling him like, everyone would agree if you called him a bozo.
Yeah.
But then I think you could go farther than that.
It's ridiculous. So disappointing. But every day it just became more of, like, wow, I don't think he can go any further. I don't think he can be more insane. And then he just says so much insane shit. And now he's missing, allegedly, is
with
what I've heard.
Theophilus London. The other person who's missing. He's been missing since July, apparently.
Jesus.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's tough. Well.
Anyway.
So who's getting the award if those are our nominees? We have to decide.
Do we have to decide? Sent
to Mina. Yeah. You gotta pick one. Who's your biggest bozo?
I still think it's Tate.
You think it's Tate?
Dude's in jail. He got bozoed up. Like, he actually got his comeuppance.
Yeah, I guess. He made a real strong, really late push for biggest bozo of the year with that whole pizza thing. That was pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew Tate, we'll send you a Mina in Romanian jail.
Do you got a film of the year?
I do have a film of the year. I ranked my all the movies from 2022 that I saw this year on Letterboxd.
Oh.
I saw 20. It's not that much.
Okay.
But I feel like for new releases, that was all right for me.
I got a top 3.
You have a top 3? Well,
that I just made in my head. Right
top 3s. Sure. What's your third one?
My third one is The Fabelmans, which we just saw. And it was really good.
That's my third.
We shook hands.
We agree. Fantastic. Okay, Fabelmans, third place. What'd you like about the Fabelmans?
I like the movies and how it was better than Babylon.
Yeah.
I liked the guy who did Top 10 Monkey Moments was in it. It was like, I'm not just going to butcher my own Letterboxd review, but it did remind me a lot of Super 8. Just because it's just a director being like, look how much I love film. Look at these kids. They want to make the movies.
Kids want to be in the movies.
You know? Yeah. And I love that.
It's pretty fantastic. Are Spielberg's parents, do they have the most historically important divorce of all time? Maybe. Most important divorce in cinema.
Yeah.
That's for dang sure. Yeah, that movie got to me. I went home and really I was good. Like, I was sad. I was really feeling it. I was like, young Spielberg, he knows what he wants. He wants to make movies.
Yeah. What's your number 2?
My number 2 was Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
I still haven't seen it. It's on my list. Watch it. I want to see it so bad.
I know that I didn't see it with you, but you should have the same experience as me, maybe, and watch it with your mom. Because watching it with my mom,
I will.
That was great. Because she loved it. I loved it. And it was fantastic. And
Noted.
It just was so good. It's so cute. It's so wholesome.
I'm so excited.
Fucking little shell had me like ready to cry. It was ridiculous. It was so. It was. Oh man, it's so good. That movie. I don't know if it has any right to be as good as it is. It is so touching.
Well, my number 2 movie also had me ready to cry in a very, very dark way. Because my number 2 was The Whale, and holy shit. is that movie sad? I think it's the saddest thing I've ever watched, like bar none. The acting is so good. Brendan Fraser deserves every Oscar known to man for that. Sadie Sink also did a great job. Just to make a movie, like, there is one location in that entire movie. It's adapted from a play, right? Yeah. So it kind of makes sense structure-wise. But, like, you're never bored in that movie. Like, just because of, like, how deep each of those characters are. But, that's oh my God, it broke. Like, I walked out of that movie theater and, like, all the way through to the parkade and into my car, I disassociated that entire time. I was not in my own body for that whole fucking process. That shit hurt. But man, is that a good movie. Don't watch it, though. Yeah. I got home and I said to my mom, was like, you like the movie? I was like, yeah, but never see it in your life. It's not for you. Yeah. It's a perfect movie, but don't watch it.
That is kind of why I have been avoiding seeing it. Because I was like, I'm not ready to be that sad in this moment.
You can watch it. You're emotionally strong.
No, I think I will watch it eventually. I have to. I love Brendan Fraser. He's a big part of my youth, Brendan Fraser. I don't know about you.
Remember that time you went to the Center of the Earth?
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. It had never been done before. Hasn't been done since. But
except for Journey 2 with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah, well, that doesn't count. What else was I going to say about Brendan Fraser? Oh yeah, I've talked to people and I've been like, yeah, I want to see The Whale and like Brendan Fraser, and they're like, who's that? And that just shocks me that you couldn't know who Brendan Fraser was. He's a very important man to me, and I'm just so happy to see him happy. It's crazy to see that this movie that is so sad and tragic, to see Brendan Fraser just be so gleeful about being in it.
It saved his career. Interview. It literally saved his career.
Yeah, by being the most...
I loved every interview I've seen after The Whale. He seemed so happy.
I don't know. I don't know if we have an award to give Brendan Fraser. Best actor, maybe.
Let's give him White Guy of the Year.
White Guy of the Year?
Do you have one for that? Because I didn't write one down. All right, perfect. He got it.
Just because... what a lovable celebrity right now. Just how grateful he looks everywhere he is. Like, he's just like, oh my God, these people are talking to me. And it's heartwarming.
Yeah.
So
it's perfect.
Yeah. Those were our number twos. What's your movie of the year?
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
It is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
We shook hands before we even said it.
Yeah. Because
we love that movie.
It's so good. That movie just blew me away so much where I saw it and I was like, this is what the movies are all about.
It's the movie.
This is the movie. Yeah.
And watch it with your family.
Watch it with your family. Watch it with your friends.
Watch it with your found family tropes.
Yeah.
Watch it with anybody. You'll love it.
Then you'll love each other.
Yes.
That's what the movie teaches us. It's just so great. It's so original and fresh. And what else can you say about
so good.
Everything Everywhere All at Once? Also reviving another young man's career.
I was just going to say, Short Round.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't remember his name. I think he's up for like some best supporting actor stuff, which is going to be great. Yeah. But yeah, that movie is just fantastic. And if you haven't seen it, you need to.
There's no flaw to that movie, I don't think.
No, there's not. It's like...
It's kind of a perfect
It's kind of perfect. It checks every box.
Yeah.
And it has like that Spielberg effect. I don't know if I was talking to my brother about this when I was telling him about The Fabelmans and how Spielberg's whole thing is just like, or at least it was in the 70s and 80s. It's just like you watch his movies and you're like, this is like the magic of the movies. Like they kind of touch everything. They're funny and adventurous and they have likable characters, but they're like, it's not like it's a comedy or an action movie or any one thing specifically. But you just watch it and you're like, whoa, like that's why movies are cool.
I completely
agree. About Everything Everywhere.
Yeah. It's just fantastic.
Yeah. I don't know if this is my biggest disappointment of the year, but I did want to talk about it because the more I've thought about Babylon, the more kind of angry it's made me.
Yeah.
Just in the sense where I feel like Damien Chazelle, the director, he made La La Land.
He did.
And La La Land lost Best Picture in the most spectacular fashion ever. And I think for the past 5 years since that movie came out, Damien Chazelle has just been gritting his teeth and white knuckling his keyboard and being like, I'm gonna write the most Oscar they're not gonna have any choice. I'm gonna check every box for a Best Picture winner, and then just making this movie that's like feels so empty to me. And it's just like, whoa.
I almost feel
like... It's crazy. Hollywood's crazy.
Yeah. I almost feel like it wouldn't be as laughable if Spielberg didn't release The Fabelmans and just do a better job at making a movie about the movies like a couple months before.
Yeah.
You know? Like The Fabelmans just shows everything that Babylon was trying to do in like a genuine way.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, totally. And that's just like the ending of that movie is just so ridiculous, where he's sits there and he's like, whoa, movie. It's like, I don't know what was supposed to be learned
I forgot
in that moment. Like, I keep thinking about that and how silly it was. The first act,
bro,
that movie was fun.
I turned to you and I said, this is the intro to the Big Bang Theory. This is the fucking Bare Naked Ladies theme song intro sequence.
So silly. Like, what was his realization supposed to be in that movie? In that moment? By watching Singing in the Rain, he saw the future of cinema.
I think the peak of both of our enjoyment in that movie, and I'm gonna spoil a part of this movie. If you want to watch Babylon, we're not recommending it, but if you want to watch it, skip like 10 seconds.
I think it was a fun movie to go see in the theater. I think
there's better movies to see though.
There are, especially right now. Yeah. But I mean, I think I would rather watch that movie in the theater than like dedicate 3 hours of my time to watching it at home.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I get that.
It was an enjoyable experience, but I don't think it's like a great movie outside of that.
But I think the best moment for both of us was when the camera panned and just showed Tobey Maguire. And you went, oh my, you're just like, ha! I think that was your reaction. You couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Because I think part of me knew he was in the movie.
I did
not.
I
completely forgot. I think I saw him in a trailer or something.
Yeah.
That was the best part. That was my favorite movie.
Best part
what
of the
a
movie.
delightful little freak Tobey
Maguire there he was, just smug as could be. Like, I'm fucking Spider-Man. And I'm in the 20s, and it's not The Great Gatsby.
Fucking confirmed all my suspicions I've ever had that Tobey Maguire is just a freak and not a dude I'd want to hang out with based on this character he's fictionally playing. That guy has always made me feel a little bit like watching him in that movie. He just looks like he's ready to snap and become that character at any moment.
Right. I agree.
So yeah.
Lost the fucking...
There we go.
Okay.
Movies this year, they happen. Go see them. What's your favorite movie?
Sound Off in the Mints.
Yeah, in the comments section.
Any other categories?
My other category was Rookie of the Year.
I have that too, and I didn't write anything down.
You didn't write anything?
I couldn't think of anything.
Mine was Mike McDaniels, the Miami Dolphins head coach who started coaching this year. They've done really well. I don't know if they're in the playoffs.
I know that. Yeah, we were talking about him at drinks.
Yeah, man.
That dude's funny as fuck.
He's just a funny guy. He's like a 38-year-old head coach in
Doesn't
the
make
NFL,
any sense.
Which is so young. Like, there's players that are older than him.
Mm-hmm.
And just when he comes out to his podium and says funny stuff to the media one day when he walks out, and he's like, so, it's Wednesday. The game's on Sunday, so here's a crazy idea. Oh, side note for non-NFL fans, Mike McDaniels coaches the Miami Dolphins. So he's there, and he's like, who wants to talk about, here's a crazy idea, the Minnesota Vikings. A different team, he just suggests they discuss, and it was pretty great. And then at some point, someone is like, I'm going to ask a Vikings question, and he goes, whoa. That's crazy. So that's my favorite guy that I learned about this year.
Fun.
He's so fun.
I agree.
He's so fun. Just a blast. And him talking to Tua and the quarterback and Tua being like, what play should we run? And he's like, I don't know. Maybe one of these. I don't know. Anyway, I'm trailing off. Mike McDaniels, Rookie of the Year.
I'll get one real quick.
Sure.
Some I can think of off the top of my head. No, I'll go with Julian Alvarez, who's the 22-year-old forward for the Argentine national team. What a nice kid. He just seems nice. I feel like he could like join my Minecraft server and like feel at home, you know. But at the same time, one of the greatest football players alive, you know.
Yeah.
He's doing it out there, and he won us a cup.
Yeah,
so thank you to him for that.
Why is the World Cup?
Yeah.
It's a trophy, but it's not shaped like a cup.
Correct.
Why is that? Have you ever thought about that?
Them's the breaks. I don't know what to tell you.
I guess so.
I think there was a trophy before the one that they have right now. Maybe that one was a cup. I don't fucking know. Maybe.
That makes sense.
Most trophies are cups.
Yeah, I loved watching the World. I don't even think that's true.
You don't think most trophies are cups?
Not most sports. And NBA isn't. NFL isn't.
Nope. Okay, but
like in general, across the board, yeah, they're cups. But in most major sports, especially in the States, like the only one that's a cup is the Stanley Cup, which is actually a cup.
Yeah.
One of the most famous cups, I might add.
Okay.
Do you have a more famous cup?
The World Cup.
Yeah, but the World Cup is a title. It's not a cup.
Doesn't matter.
There is no World Cup.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's called a cup.
I think it does. I loved watching the World Cup. It was great.
So fun.
Is this our sports corner?
Silly
shit! It's It's the
fucking sports corner.
My team won.
Yeah, they sure did.
It was really fun.
Yeah,
my whole family screamed.
I was cheering for your team.
Thank you.
That was great.
I needed that.
I do think it would have been really fun to watch that event with your family, and I wish that I could have done that. But when I first suggested that, I completely forgot that it would be at 7 a.m.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's one of those experiences that you may never get to experience now.
Yeah.
I may never get to experience again. I don't think I'll ever see my father that happy again in his life.
Wow.
You know? I don't think I'll see my brother that. My brother in the middle of that was like, this is the most emotional experience of my life. And I thought that was really funny. But that's just because he's like, you know, a super masculine dude.
Yeah.
And only found that to be like the first appropriate time for him to like let his emotions out.
Yeah.
Because it was for a dude thing.
Yeah.
You know?
That's wild. Yeah, it would have been fun. It would just been fun to witness.
Yeah.
Did your dad cry? Can you say that in a public forum?
I don't think he cried.
That's
he
good.
kind of just like stood and stared at the TV in like a state of bliss.
Yeah.
You know? He was happier than I've ever seen him for sure, but I don't think he cried.
That's good. Because when I first talked to you about that, you were like, my father
I
will
thought he
cry,
was. He
win
cried
or lose.
the last World Cup when we lost in the finals in 2014. He cried then.
Finals?
Argentina was in the finals against Germany, and they lost 0-1.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where's Germany now?
In the fucking gutter.
So true. I lost my pen.
But yeah, sports were fun. You have anything else to say about sports this year, in retrospect?
Man, my what's the? Oh shit! No, now I seen Damian Hamlin.
Oh yeah.
Hope he's okay.
That just happened.
Love that guy.
That was really sad.
Love that guy. Don't know who's gonna win my fantasy football league now. It's all been put on hold, which seems silly. I'm not even in the final, but yeah. My fantasy basketball team, the Dark Brandon Who's a Whatsits.
That's really funny. How am I doing?
Thank you. They're on a tear. That's what I'll talk about. I lost my first 6 games. I had given up on fantasy basketball. I've since won the last 5.
Really?
I went from 0-6 to 5-6. I'm in the lead right now. Like, the Dark Brandon Who's a Whatsits, they are on a tear. It's crazy.
I'm also 5-6, but I won my first 4.
Okay.
So I went 4-0, and then in the last 7 games, I've only won 1. So I'm on a decline for sure, but hopefully I can win this week. Probably not.
It's just because my whole team got injured, and then they got healthy. And once they were healthy,
my 2 best players are on IR. Davis and Booker.
It happens.
So it happens. But fantasy's fun.
What's your fantasy team's name?
The Houston Hunks.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Last year it was the Minnesota Mommies. I like that. That's the kind of,
we've got some good ones in our league. We have
5. I go for.
I'm up against the PragerU Child Brides right now.
That's really good. I gotta try harder. But my problem is if I did that, nobody in my fantasy league would give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get the right group
I need
of
better
lads together.
friends, I guess.
We have Chairman Lamau.
That's good. That's good.
What's another good one? There's one other good one. Hold on. Nah, it's not okay. Pyongyang ICBMs.
That's good.
Anyway.
We have the Kareem Pies. Tanking for Wembanyama.
At that.
I like that one. Lonzo Ball MIP. That's just more like a bet than anything.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
That's great.
That was Sports Corner.
That's Sports Corner. Where is it?
It's the fucking Sports Corner.
All right, back to the...
I recorded that guitar so fucking... I knew nothing back then. That's why it sounds like dog ass.
You think so? I don't think it sounds that bad. But I don't have your refined ear.
I guess.
All right. Do we have anything else, or is it time to get into the music?
I think I have something. I have two more.
Mm-hmm.
One of which you gave me the idea for, and one I told you.
Okay.
Song from an album you didn't like.
Yeah. So this
have one?
I'm lumping that in with the music.
Oh, okay.
So if we're moving into the music as a topic.
Yeah,
okay, great.
Let's ease into it with these.
So we're stuck. Yeah.
Song from an album you didn't like that you love the song.
Yeah.
Go for it.
You want me to do mine?
Yeah.
I forget what it's called.
All right.
Shit, this is embarrassing. I just can't. I know the general gist of what it's called. My phone gonna die? That'd be crazy. There'd Better Be a Mirror Ball by Arctic Monkeys. I thought was a great song. I really liked it.
I don't remember that song specifically. I kind of forgot the whole album. Yeah. But yeah, most people didn't like that album.
Alex Turner, he was swooning.
Okay.
He was singing. It sounded great. It was just like, man, these cats are cooking. The Monkeys, they're back. I didn't like their last album. And that song just set me on this tear of like listening to a bunch of Arctic Monkeys stuff, and I was getting so excited, and I was like, they got the new one coming out, and I really like this song. And then they released another single, and I went, oh no.
Yeah.
Called Body Paint, and I was like, this sounds rough. Like, this is not an enjoyable listen. And I've also been told that song is about deviant sexual acts.
Sure.
That I can't describe on the radio. And then the whole album, The Car, I don't really remember it. I tried listening to it a couple times.
I barely remember it.
And I
think I heard it twice.
I like the one single, though. That song is fantastic. So that's my favorite song that came out this year. It gets my Mina. That's from an album that disappointed me / I didn't like.
Well, there you go. I went with Titi Me Preguntó by Bad Bunny on his album Un Verano Sin Ti. I liked that song.
Yeah.
I remember listening to that whole album, and like that was like the third song, and I was like, I want more of this. And it ended up being one of like the big songs in the album. But man, did the rest of that album not do it for me.
Yeah.
You know? That's all I really have to say. I want him to just do more of that. Have more fun on your songs, bud.
Yeah.
Stop trying to just be like Spanish Drake all the time.
Is that what I haven't listened to like
not all the time, but especially that album, I feel.
Wow.
Because he's very much his own artist, you know.
Give Drake enough time, he'll try to be Spanish Drake, you know.
Oh, he has already, for sure.
You don't need.
But that's a great song.
Okay.
I like fun songs like that.
Yeah, of course. We love fun songs.
Did you do one for album that you listened to the first time this year, but didn't come out this year?
Yeah, it was The Stranger by Billy Joel.
Nice. That's a great album.
Yeah.
I think I have that.
Which I've listened to tons of songs off of it before, and I think I did my first like whole run, and I just thought it was
it's got what, Moving Out in it?
Fantastic. It's got Moving Out.
Is that Vienna?
It's got scenes from an Italian restaurant.
That's a great song.
They're all good.
Yeah.
They're so good. I freaking love Billy Joel now. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
A stan.
Have you ever heard that other record, like 47th Street or whatever it's called? Is that?
I don't know. Maybe.
Billy Joel. 52nd Street.
Oh.
That one's got Zanzibar on it, which is where
I know
Billy
Zanzibar.
Joel pretends to be Steely Dan. I love Zanzibar.
Those guys, they all They're great. Billy Joel, Steely Dan.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Talking Heads are kind of in there a little bit too.
Yeah.
Where they just weirdos.
Just weirdos.
Yeah.
I love weirdos.
So fun. So good.
My album that I first heard this year, but didn't come out this year, was Am, or perhaps AM. I'm not sure. It's by Ovlov, Ovlov. It's so fun. It's just like, I don't even know. I guess it's like indie kind of mathy rock, but not even. It's so pretty. And I think they released an album like last year, and I didn't listen to it. But this one came out in 2013. And it's just so cool. I think I showed you it, because it has a song called Where's My Dinny on it. And you were like, I hope that song's the best. And then I was like, oh, it is, until There's My Dinny, which comes a few songs later.
I remember you telling me about this.
But it's just such a pretty album. I'm obsessed with it.
I love that.
Also, honorable mention.
Where do I listen to it? Oh, it's on Spotify?
It's on Spotify. Yeah.
All right.
Honorable mention goes to Dots and Loops by Stereolab. I had a lot of fun with that record too this year.
Oh, hell yeah. My other honorable mention would be Glow On by Turnstile, which if I were to go back and amend my 2021 list, would be very high.
Right.
Because it's fantastic.
It's a great record.
And I own the vinyl now. I'm so excited about that.
Cool. Are we out of non-album awards?
Concert of the year.
Thank you.
It's your concert of the year.
I think in terms of enjoyment, I have to go with Peggy.
Yeah.
Because I love that man.
Yeah.
And he puts on a great show. And also just like everyone we've ever known in our lives was there.
Yeah.
Which was super weird.
Such a weird mix.
And like we're never going to relive an experience like that.
No.
Because everyone was there.
Where everyone's independently in the same place.
Yeah. We all on our own volition showed up to that place.
Yeah. That was wild.
It was super wild.
Super fun.
But I will say, in terms of like inspiration, that fucking Louis Cole concert blew my mind. There was a solo in there that I will never forget until I die. And just like the energy they brought to that stage was unlike any other show I've ever seen. Yeah. And I love that.
That show was
great. So that's my honorable mention. But Peggy was the best concert.
No Phoebe Bridgers love, huh?
Phoebe had a great show too, but I couldn't see her on the stage because I got terrible seats for me and Talia. So, that's on me.
Yeah. Did she close with I Know the End? Tell me that. I need to know.
She played I Know the End. I don't remember if she closed with it.
Because it would be fitting for you to close it, but everyone would be expecting it.
I don't think she did. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't really remember.
Inside the mind of Phoebe Bridgers.
I love I Know the
End. Is she in a Scandal of the Year?
Huh?
Oh, we didn't do Scandal of the Year.
Scandal
but is Phoebe Bridgers a part of it? With her, Bo Burnham.
Oh, that's
Maddie
bullshit.
Yes? Yeah, you don't want to talk about that? Yeah, me neither.
I just want Phoebe to be happy, and I want Bo to be happy. So I'll let them do whatever they want for the rest of their lives.
Good stuff. We should continue to give celebrities such free reign.
Yes.
Yeah. As long as they can do things in the
Let's
name
start
of their
waiving
happiness.
laws. They shouldn't need to follow.
Okay. They're more important than we are.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, is it time to
Are we on the list?
Well, I think we got to do the listener submissions. The Facebook viewer submissions.
Yes. Okay. How many do you have? This is where we find out which one of our internet following bases is more attentive and cares more about us. How many people responded to your story? I'm going to guess Evan has more than me.
I think of 22.
Jesus Christ.
Some of them are repeats and some of them are from the same people with multiple
Ladies
things.
and gentlemen, this is a blowout. I have 6.
That's fine. There's too many to go over in mine. This is also why you were like, when you were like, you gotta listen. I'm listening to all the suggestions. That's why I was like, I am not.
Yeah. No, it took me forever, but I did listen to all these.
Yeah. All right. Almost. Well, what do we want to? How do we want to do this?
We can't alternate.
Okay, you go. You want to go first?
Sure. Rochelle says Bird Songs Volume 3. I believe that's by Baird. It's a little like 20-minute, 23-minute record. It was fun. I listened to it. I had a good time. It has a cover of a Leon LaHavis song, and I love fucking Leon LaHavis.
Yeah.
So that was a good one. What do you got?
My first one is from Emma Milan, and it's "Come Home, the Kids Miss You" by Jack Harlow, which is objectively, I get it.
There's no way.
He's a charming, funny man. I know he's hot white boy of the month, of the year, maybe. I know it's crazy.
No way.
I think he's funny too, but that album's not that good.
Okay, but give him his credit. There's a song on there where he manifested dating Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
And now he's dating Dua Lipa.
Which was pretty amazing. Yeah, and I think his whole career is just a result of this, like, charisma that he has, where he's just convinced people to like him.
I remember,
which is great. That's just a great quality in a celebrity, I guess. Yeah.
I remember, like, in the week that album came out, like, someone asked Dua Lipa about it, and she seemed a little weirded out by it.
Yeah.
And I just thought, he fumbled, man. Yeah. He's just being weird. And then it ended up working out. I was kind of pissed.
Yeah.
You know?
It was pretty incredible.
All power to him, I guess. Quinn went with Neon by IRI, or Eerie, maybe. I listened to it. Fun record. I don't really know what to say. It's kind of all over the place. It's got a lot of different genres in it. I think it's a good, like, that's the kind of record you want to have at the top of your list. Just something, especially with Quinn, like it's a lot of the different genres he's into, and I like that for him.
Feels like a genuine. Yeah, pick. You can tell that okay. I haven't listened to that, so I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I will.
I'd never heard of it prior, but it's fun.
I don't know. The next three suggestions all come from Sinead McCormick and McCormack. I don't know. I should know. The first one that she gave, which I have a couple, or it comes up a couple in my suggestions, was "Midnights" by Taylor Swift.
That's what Talia said. It's just not for us. You know?
Yeah, we're just not the demo.
No. So we can't speak on it.
No, we can't speak on it. Maybe it is the album of the year.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
We're not at liberty to say.
We can't comprehend it.
I am scared to speak ill.
It wasn't built for us. Yeah, we can't speak ill. I do think that Taylor Swift thing where she sold all the tickets to her concert on pre-sale was hilarious. Also shows how dumb Ticketmaster is. Right. But so funny. What are y'all going to do when Taylor Swift becomes a billionaire? How are you going to act then?
Yeah. That is going to be an interesting moment. Yeah, you going to admit
there's ethical billionaires?
That is going to be an interesting... It's only a matter of time. She did it ethically?
I don't know. But I can't speak ill on Taylor Swift. Maybe Midnights is on the album of the year. I'll never know.
Exactly.
Her next suggestion was Beyonce's Renaissance, which is another album that maybe I'm not in the target demographic for, and it's fantastic.
I can recognize that album is fun.
Yeah.
You know? I had a good time.
Of course, it's so good. Well, I don't know. We can talk more about it. All right, well, I can talk about it now. I was listening to it the other day in the lead up to this, and I just am so blown away by the fact that Beyonce is, I don't know, she's ageless, she's immortal, but has been around for as long as she has, and still makes this music that it's like very original and new. And she was like, I'm gonna do dance music, and then did it good instead of doing it like Drake, who like did it bad and lazily. And it's so cool. It's just cool to see like an artist who's been around for that long like still be making exciting stuff.
Yeah,
you know, where it just doesn't feel old. You're not like, Beyonce, you're washed up. Like she's not. She can just flip a switch and be good at another thing.
She just clocks in to work every day. And
the other one that Sinead suggested was Emails I Can't Send by a girl who I don't know and I haven't listened to.
All right, good job.
And I don't have much to say about it. I don't think it was the album of the year. No one... Pitchfork's not talking about it.
Okay.
So, you know, what does that tell you? Or maybe they are. I don't
know. That's good. I got... Did your brother Hayden Lindsay respond to you?
No.
Okay. He gave me his. Okay. He said Selected Ambient Works Volume 2 by Aphex Twin, which close, but that came out in the year 1994.
It's the album.
Unfortunately, that cannot be album of the year. Great album. I'm more of like a Volume 1 guy personally. Yeah. But yeah, all power to you, Hayden, but I don't think you understood the point of this.
Didn't understand the assignment. It's the album of every year, you could argue. It's great stuff, but it didn't come out this year. I've also been told that Stick Season is the album of the year, which, let me paint you a picture.
Who's that by?
You know Monsters and Men?
Yeah.
You know the Lumineers?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is...
One of those?
It's one of those. And none of those albums have ever been album of the year.
No.
And that's why Stick Season
can't
be.
Right.
It's kind of cute. I listened to a little bit of it, but it's just, it's like, what is it? What are we doing?
What are we doing?
They've made that album so many different times.
Let's stop making, like, whimsical Woodlands music.
Yeah, that's what
that, like, helps advertise Explore BC ads.
Yeah, it's really crazy how commercial that music gets.
Yeah,
especially
it really
in our little part of the world.
It really does.
Or to, like, sell, like, a Ford Explorer, Yeah. It's hilarious.
No, it's all about exploring and adventures.
Yeah. Yeah, we get it. And it's got a dog on the cover. It's cute. It's endearing.
It's the soundtrack to the most basic Tinder profile you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, it's granola music.
It's granola music for sure. My boy, it's your boy Liam, said Bronco, you fucking plug. And I think what he means by that is the album Bronco by Orville Peck.
Yeah.
I listened to it.
Yeah.
I had no knowledge of Orville Peck.
Oh, really?
No, that's not my kind of music.
Yeah.
I've heard the name before.
Yeah.
But I really didn't know what I was getting into. Bro got a good voice.
Yeah.
I don't have the ability to tell you what a good or bad country album sounds like. But I had a good time.
I like Bronco. I listen to the albums. Yeah. I've listened to a lot. Not a lot, but some Orville Peck stuff. Yeah. I think he's pretty good. In terms of, like, country, very...
No.
He wears a mask all the time. He's the masked cowboy. He's got this whole character.
Dream of country music.
He's fun. Yeah, he's, like... Yeah, definitely different than my understanding and impression of a lot of other country music is. And he's making some cool, innovative country music. But it's not... I don't know if it's the album of the year. It's fun. Mm-hmm. It's country's tough because I think it's, like, really hard to break really far away from what country music is and, like, what country music fans, like, want out of country music a lot of the time, It's a weird beast. Yeah, because it's kind of not that unique a genre from anything else. Like, how far is country music from, like, folk music or, like, even some, like, old rock, you know? Like, it's all kind of the same elements and stylings. It's just, like, topically and the way you sing and, like, this twang and stuff. Like, it's kind of weird that it's, like, this genre unto itself. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of, it puts a lot of artists, from my perspective, in, like, a weird box where, like, you have to do these certain things in order to be perceived as country, but then that kind of, like, removes from your own originality. Yeah. And it's like, can you just wear a cowboy hat on the album cover and that makes it country music? I think so. A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I think if JPEG Mafia did that, people would be like, he's doing it. He's incorporating country. Yeah. Music, Definitely. Anyway, you got one? I got Bronco. Bronco was also mine. I'm skipping one because someone got the right answer. Emily Jackson said Bug Birthday Party, which is the EP. I love that EP. Human people. So fun. And friend of the show, Olivia Jackson. And I listened to, It's a great EP. It's so good. Olivia is so talented. Yes. She's fantastic. It's got bandmates. There's the Graceland really 2 good. Cover on there, right? Yeah. That shit's so fun. I listened to it and I texted her immediately and I was like, this is... I keep forgetting really that's on my playlist, like, throughout the whole year. I've just, like, added any song I've liked into one playlist. I should promote that because it has 2 songs from that EP on there because I really fucked with it. You know what? I don't have this, but I'll say it's EP of the year. Yeah. Bug Birthday Party. Honorable mention, She/Her/Black Bitch by Doechii. That's a great EP. I just want to say that while we're on the topic. Bug Birthday Party is that can be an honorable mention. That's allowed. Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Go stream Bug Birthday Party. So support our friends. Absolutely. It's my turn? The homie Dana Nicole said Beatopia, which I think is the most correct submission I got. Wow. Because Beatopia is so good. Yeah. It's a fucking phenomenal album. And I think
I could be convinced that that's the album of the year. It's high on my list.
Yeah.
You'll see. We'll talk about it later.
All right.
But I had a great time with that record.
All right. How many more do you have?
One more.
Okay. I have 2 from Liam Earl, where he says, first of all, he said Freddie Gibbs. I don't even know what the album's called, and it's not actually that good, but Freddie Gibbs. The album was called Soul Sold Separately. Yeah. And it was fine.
It was fine.
It was not the best Freddie Gibbs album. I wasn't too taken with it. It was a Freddie Gibbs album.
Yeah. He was
and
Freddie
if you
Gibbs
like Freddie Gibbs,
sure.
I'm sure you loved it. And then he said, but in reality, it's the new Tiber album.
Tiber, probably.
River Tiber, which I listened to a bit of, and it was pretty cool. Okay. It's fun. It's pretty like mellow. It's wavy, I think you could say, and it's cool. Check it out. But it's cool. I don't think I could be convinced it's album of the year.
All right.
I feel like there's a lot of music like that.
The Plaid Lad himself, Nathaniel Exley, said probably the coolest title of an album I've heard this whole year. The Inevitable Fork by Melted Bodies. I checked. This is an EP. It's like 22 minutes. And I think that's pretty ballsy to make that your album of the year. But it was fun. It's a 4-track little piece. And it's intense. It's loud. But it's got some good energy in there. And seems like the kind of shit I would expect Nathan to listen to on a regular basis.
Yeah, that was cool. You know? Probably another one where that you were like, that was genuinely Nathan's album of the year.
Yeah.
You know, he really meant it.
I believe it.
For sure.
I believe it.
All right, I'm going to speed run the rest of mine.
Go for it.
Margot said it was Glee the Music Volume 4, which I don't know that much about Glee, but I know it happened a long time ago, so didn't come out this year. Disqualified. Camp, Childish Gambino, Andrew Whitney.
That is 2011.
Also, yeah, and he put that in
Andrew
brackets.
Put that shit.
I'm sure he said that before. Also, didn't come out this year. Not the album of the year. Isaac Tatro. I was going to do a joke answer, but I'm not clever enough, so I'll say Vince Staples, Ramona Park Broke My Heart. Pretty good suggestion.
A lot of quiet kids who really like hip-hop have been saying Ramona Park Broke My Heart is their album of the year.
Yeah, it's true. Vince Staples, my number 1 listened to artist. 2 songs off that album were my most streamed songs, which I think was crazy.
Wow.
I think it's a lot of it by virtue of the fact that it came out early in the year.
Yeah.
So I just played them on repeat.
Just a side note, because it's still in my head. How long do you think it's going to take Andrew before he comes to terms with the fact that Camp is not a good album? Do you think it's ever going to set in?
No.
Like, I think I found out in, like, grade 12. Like, it took a while, but I got there.
I think most people, those albums you're really nostalgic about, you never come to terms with that. Never. I don't think he ever will.
God bless him.
Wild. Yeah.
All power to him.
Yeah. Stay gold, Andrew Whitney.
Yeah.
Quinn. Figured there'd be 2 prompts, so here's my second legal pick. Digital Spoon by Jazz Emu.
Digital Spoon. That's a dope title.
It sounds like something Quinn would like. Didn't listen to it. Not album of the year. Bronco. We already discussed it. Renaissance by Beyonce. Come on, guys. Cassidy. Yes. I can, again... You can make an argument maybe that was the album of the year for you personally. Yeah. It's not for me, but it's pretty cool, and I kind of respect it if you really liked it. Hard Light, Spacey Jane. Listen to a little bit of it. Also, kind of granola music, but a little more more electronic. Like they go inside. They're granola on the weekends.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but as we established, granola music can't win album of the year. Control Deluxe. I love that suggestion. But
that's really funny because SOS came out this year.
Yeah,
like, you can just do that.
I know, you breezed over at SOS by Sydney. Control Deluxe. It's a deluxe of an album that came out several years ago. Disqualified. Just Tired by Joey, which was Jen Clement, I believe, suggested that.
Wow.
Another person said Midnights. Again, maybe it is the album of the year. We'll never know, nor be able to comprehend its impact and importance. Right. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, another album that I think you could make an argument
People are going to say that.
Yeah, by Noah said that. Love that album. We'll discuss it more later. Then Dexter Norris said Heroes and Villains, which I think is fun It's cool. It's got great features on it for just a Metro Boomin like solo project.
Yeah,
pretty good. Like I liked it.
It's fun,
but it's not cracking the top 20 because
there's a lot of albums.
Them's
the breaks. All right,
we've made it.
We're ready.
We've made it here.
So we're going to do 2020, 1919, 1818, right? That's how we're going to do it?
Yeah, we'll go back and forth. Okay, this is it. Do we have like...
What do you want? You're just going to make a little beat? A drum roll. That sucks. Okay.
Is that it?
Who goes first?
You've got mail.
Nice.
I don't know. Who goes first? Do we have mail? We might. That would be crazy.
No fucking chance we have mail. Maybe.
We could.
I doubt it.
Oh, is this my final list? That's crazy. Yeah, okay. I'll go first.
Okay.
I out of respect for the craft, I did put Beyonce Renaissance at number 20. Which feels really... No way.
I put Beyonce Renaissance at number 20.
No way.
We're shaking hands so hard right now.
Because it's great, but it's just there's albums we like more.
Yeah.
What else is there to say? I already said all the stuff.
It's fun.
It's amazing.
It makes me want to try cocaine. A little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit.
That's crazy.
It seems like that's what I should be listening to when trying cocaine.
Have you heard of the documentary that came out this year called Meet Me in the Bathroom?
No.
Which is about
cocaine?
No. It's
really?
I mean maybe a little bit. Okay. Kind of. That's got to be what it's a nod to. It's about it's about like the whole like rock revival sort of movement in New York in the early 2000s. So when like the Strokes were coming up and another band called the Moldy Peaches and the Yeah Yeahs and LCD Sound System, which incidentally that documentary me too. That documentary it's based off a book, which I like really want to read now, and based on reading reviews of the movie, everyone's like, just read the book, it's way better than this, because they just make a hard turn when like all of a sudden James Murphy and LCD Sound System are in the movie about halfway through, like they forgot to include them. And James Murphy in the documentary talks about how part of the reason he made DFA Records and LCD Sound System was because someone got him to just do ecstasy at a party, and then he was like, I like dance music, I get it now, and then made LCD Sound System. So maybe that's the drug you need to do Renaissance, to take to Renaissance. But I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't consumed either of those.
Yeah, but just super fun record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, 19.
Yeah.
We got a lot to go through, so we gotta move. 19.
Oh, am I going 19?
I'll go. Okay. I put I Love You, Jennifer B. Jockstrap, which is cool. I don't know what kind of music that is.
No one knows what that album is.
It sounds...
But it's all over the place, and it's good.
Yeah, and it sounds like they really like Portishead. That was my takeaway when I first heard it.
It's like Portishead, but post TikTok.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like internet-fied Portishead. It's Portishead through the algorithm is what it is. But it's super fun.
Which is somehow a great thing to be.
Yeah.
I also had honorable mentions, which I could rattle off.
Go for it. I don't have any, but sure.
The Oso Oso album, Computer Exploder, which is fun. Look it up. The cover is a picture of a bowling alley from the 90s.
Yes. You told me to listen to this. I had a good time with that.
That album, listen to it. It sounds exactly like the cover looks.
It does.
The Wise Blood album.
I never got around to that.
Not as good as Titanic Rising. Right. Yard Acts, The Overload is some fun, like British punk music. That's cool, but I just didn't really listen to it that much. And then another album called I didn't write the whole title. It's called Ali by View Farka Tour.
Okay.
Which is like, I don't know, it's a bunch of weird like African guitars and stuff. Instrumental. I listened to it on the bus on the way to a hike one time, and it was cool.
That's dope. What's your 19?
My 19 was I Love You, Jen B. It's your 19.
Oh, right. My 19 is Louie by Kenny Beats.
Whoa.
I loved Louie. It was very fun. I liked how it was a lot like Donuts by Jay Dilla.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it. It's just fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, I guess what Donuts has that Louis lacks is, like, the heartbreaking, the heart-wrenching moments of, like, this man is dead and this is his last goodbye to his people, where Louis is just, hey, I'm Louis. That's what my parents called me. But it was super fun. I don't think he was trying to be Donuts too much. More, he was just trying to take a different direction than what most of his releases are. And I think he did a great job.
And he loves his dad.
He loves his dad. That's true. Yeah.
All right.
18?
18. Callan Ellis, The Funk Will Prevail.
That was fun.
Beat tape.
I really liked that record.
Yeah, it was cool. I loved it.
That's a fun record. Because, like, I like how dialed back that record is at times, but it's still funky. It's like the quietest funk you can imagine at some points.
It was just cool.
I really like that.
And groovy. And every song you were like, whoa, this is
super cool.
New and fun.
Yeah, I agree. My 18 is Ramona Park, Broke My Heart by Vincent Staples.
Yeah.
It's just better than his last album. It's a better version than his last album.
Yeah.
He just glowed up.
This is
he
his
just
best
did
album?
a better. Is it his best album? No. Personally, I wouldn't say so.
What do you think his best album is? That's a whole side tangent.
It's really close between Summertime '06 and probably FM. But Big Fish Theory is so good too. All three of those records are better than this, but I really liked this.
Wow, interesting. 17.
17. What do you got?
The 1975 Being Funny in a Foreign Language.
Ooh, did not hear it.
I'm appealing to the female gaze.
Right, yeah. Get the... It's right close to the mic.
I don't think I'd ever listened to a full 1975 album before, and it's super fun. They sampled an LCD Sound System song at the beginning. That. It's groovy. Everyone's having a good time. Okay. There's some sad moments on it. It's just fun. It's dancey. It's cool. Matty Healy is a weird man.
Yep. That's all I know. Really,
he's odd. Yeah. I loved. I could have nominated him for White Boy of the Year based on that one concert where he was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, Gunna is free.
Yeah,
can we get chance?"
That shit made me feel so uncomfortable. Like, know your audience, dude.
I didn't even care. I would have loved to have been there and chanted that along. But it was just cool to see. That felt like one of those moments to me where I was like, musicians just like respect other people who do music regardless of like what genre they're in.
Yes.
And
it was.
That's cool.
I think it came from a good place.
Camaraderie. I think it did too.
And then he's really uncomfortable to see.
Thugga.
Yeah.
And nobody said anything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 17 for you.
17. My 17 is Once Twice Melody by Beach House. I love Beach House.
Yeah.
This is one of their most Beach House records yet.
Yeah.
It's so much Beach House.
Yeah.
It's really long.
Yeah.
And like half of the album came out last year. Yeah. So it's a weird one to count. But like it was completed this year. So I'm counting it this year.
I think it counts for this year. For
really pretty. They're just like, I don't know. Every once in a while, you'll see a band who like, they're not really innovating on their sound too much, but they're more just like refining what they already have.
Yeah.
And they seem to like really got that shit down to a science at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
In Beach House Industries, you know.
I listened to that album and I like some songs on it. I considered it putting it in my list.
Yeah.
It's probably like an honorable mention.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just can't.
I get that.
I can't get it.
Yeah, you got to be in the right headspace.
Hold on to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
16.
16.
Wet Leg.
Wet Leg.
Yeah, you listen to that? People talking about it all over the place. So much critical
Sounds
appeal.
familiar. I don't think
for
I
like
saw
best
it.
new artist and stuff. It was their debut. It's cool. It's fun. It's like indie garagey. It's raunchy. A lot of dude on the radio said that they talk about like sex in like the same way that like Beyonce does or something. Okay. I don't know what that means, but they do. They talk about sex a lot and all of this stuff. And I think there's only 2 like girls in the band, and it's just really cool, and it was really fun, and it was really catchy. I like listened to it early in the year and didn't care much for it, and then came back to it a few times, and the songs just kept getting stuck in my head. They were couldn't get them out, couldn't shake them, and very exciting new band.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I'll peep that for sure.
Yeah, check it out.
My 16 is Soft Core by Fouché, which is stylized as the soft is all lowercase, and then core is all capitals, so it's Soft Core, right? That shit rocks. You know Fouché, she's done features for Vince Staples.
Yeah.
And she's done features on Steve Lacy's new album.
Okay.
So, like, I went into that thinking, this is an R&B singer, because I've heard her do R&B shit. That is not an R&B record. That shit is so fun. It's so, like, grimy. She's just doing this punk shit. Little Uzi Vert's on there at one point.
Wow.
It's so fun. It's a really fun record. I think she, like, has done a really good job at just taking a completely different sound than what people expected from her features. But,
that is great.
Huge fan of that.
Soft core.
Yeah.
Cool. I think I may have seen this around. 15. SZA, SOS.
Nice. That's a good record.
SZA, you know her. You love her.
You know her, you love her. She's a
lot of fun. She's sad and hot.
Yep. Both of those things are true.
A classic dynamic in art, being hot but also sad. And
since the beginning
she does it really well. And it's R&B. I love how versatile that album is. I love that she was like, I'm going to make a pop punk song. And it's just so fun. There's so much stuff in there. It's so cool. And to see her like just, flex in all these different styles and stuff like that. And she makes really great music. And it's awesome.
I agree. She's just so
And maybe she'll never make an album ever again, and that's okay. People shouldn't get mad at her for that.
Yeah. It is what it is at that point. Let's just be thankful for what we have currently, Yeah. Like, SOS was a banger. She's a freakishly good songwriter.
Yeah. She really is.
She is.
I can't... Also, putting her and Phoebe Bridgers on a song together, it was
lethal.
Criminal.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't believe that anyone allowed that.
I agree.
Huge moment for sad people.
Yes.
For sad and
absolutely. My 15 is I Love You, Jennifer B.
Wow.
I put it a little higher.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just super fun. I loved how all over the place it was.
Yeah.
It just worked really good for that sound.
Yeah.
Like what are they called? Jockstrap. They clearly have a whole shit ton of ideas.
Oh,
and
yeah.
every one of them resulted in a good song. Yeah. I thought that was super cool. But other than that, I don't have much to say other than what you said.
That's okay. 14. I have Dawn FM by The Weeknd, which is just fun. It's got synths. It's got Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
In the latter half of it, kind of falls off a little bit, but the first half very strong.
Yeah.
Lots of really good songs. I never thought I'd be like a big Weeknd fan, but in the past 2 years, I've like really become one. He's really cool. Guy. Of like the pop star, I don't know, super famous people, like crazy arena acts. Like he's one of the biggest names in music, I would say right now. Mainstream, you could say.
For sure.
Probably one of my favorites. And like the most like one of the ones who I'm like, oh, it's so cool to see him make music like this and have it be so popular.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I feel like it could easily not be.
Yeah. For sure.
And even Dawn FM, I feel like is kind of slept on compared to his last two.
Yeah, we kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, it's not as big.
I will say, and it
came out a year ago.
I do think Dawn FM was probably an improvement from the last one that he did.
Yeah, but it was like you were saying, like where he was just like refining that sound. I think there were a lot of like old Weeknd isms in After Hours, which I still liked, but that synth stuff and like the 80s kind of thing and the like disco sort of influences were just like so much tighter.
I agree. He's getting better at it.
Yeah.
That being said, if he does one more fucking album that's just I'm doing the 80s again, I'm gonna be a little pissed.
Well, I think it's a trilogy, so I think he's going to.
Please do something.
I think he's doing a third one.
Is he?
I think it's like Dawn FM is like the first one. He dies at the end of it. This has been my understanding.
I've heard this
Dawn
bullshit.
FM is like purgatory.
Uh-huh.
The third one's gonna be the afterlife. That's my understanding of what he's going for.
I just don't have any faith for the next record because I don't know where he could go, but maybe he'll surprise me.
I don't know. Back to maybe more huge hits.
That'd be cool.
I don't think there's any huge
He's really
hits.
good at making like contemporary pop hits too.
Like this. That's why I feel like this one was so much more. It was very understated.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I also feel like to say this is the second in the trilogy, like sure, like narratively, it probably is.
Mm-hmm.
But Starboy also felt like an 80s album. So this feels like his third 80s album to me.
Yeah, but Starboy I just don't think is as good. So I don't care.
I like Starboy.
There's good songs on it, but I didn't really start to notice The Weeknd until Blinding Lights, and I thought that was a banger.
Fair enough.
14.
It's Almost Dry by Pusha T.
I forgot about Pusha T.
This guy fucking forgot about Pusha T. What a loser.
Oh, whoops. I don't even think that's on the...
Good rapping. That's all I have to say about... Oh, and good production, too.
Cocaine.
By Pharrell and that other guy, too.
Yeah, cocaine.
Yeah.
Lots of cocaine.
A lot of coke bars.
Talk about needing a new topic.
Yeah.
13. Smino. Love.
Nice.
For Rent.
I didn't have time to revisit it. I remember enjoying it.
It's funky. It's fun. It's exciting. It's got vibey,
super
atmospheric stuff. It's got cool features.
Yeah.
It's one of those albums where when I listen to it with like good headphones on, I feel like my experience is actually like a lot better because all the like subtleties in the production come across a lot more. It's
refined. It's clean. It's professional. I like that shit.
Yeah. There you go. 13.
13? God. Blue Rev by Always, or Always, perhaps. I don't know how they pronounce it.
I'm pretty sure it's Always.
It's Always. I had not heard of them prior to this record.
You never heard Archie Marry Me? You never heard that one?
I did after. I listened to all their records after.
And be like, I've heard this one before.
No.
No? Wow.
I did not recognize it, but I had a good time and I could recognize why that was a hit.
Yeah.
But I thought Blue Rev was super fun. I thought the back half of it especially is fucking sick, and they should do more things like Very Online Guy, and I'm a little sad that wasn't the hit off of that album because I would like them to just do that forever. Okay. That shit rocked. But I don't know. They're coming to Victoria, and I don't know anyone who cares. So if anyone wants to go see Always with me at the Capitol Ballroom, I want to say, let's
just go.
I don't go to concerts alone. That seems like a huge task for me to pull off.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, that was 13. You're on
12. Diaspora Problems.
Nice.
Soul Glow. Yeah. It's the hardest album.
Shit's so intense
to come out this year. It's crazy.
Shit's so intense.
It's one of those albums that like I will study to in a really sick way.
Yeah.
Where it's just fucking going.
We gotta normalize listening to the most aggressive music while trying to get shit done. It works. It activates your fight or flight.
Yeah, it really does. And especially when it's music like that and you can barely understand like the words anyway, like it just puts you in the fucking zone. Yeah. And it's just it's funny. They rap about the economics of
driponomics.
Driponomics of clout.
It was
reselling clothes. Reminded me of high school.
My first listening experience of that record was while waiting for my car to get an oil change.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in the fucking dealership for like 3.5 hours, and all I had was that record, and I was reading Berserk on my phone. So I was just like sitting alone, rocking out to that, and reading the most aggressive, like brutal manga ever written. It was very cool.
Sounds perfect.
It was very cool.
12.
12. Shit. Oh, another quite aggressive record. Hellfire by Black Midi. What a fantastic record that is. I would say their most aggressive yet.
Yeah.
And they're just getting so good at making music.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's kind of scary.
I'll talk more about it later.
I'm sure you will. Yeah. But they just put well, Cavalcade was last year, wasn't it? It's kind of scary how quickly they're churning these out. And they're all so good.
And they just keep stepping it up.
Yeah.
They keep, like, getting more insane.
Absolutely. Yeah, but we'll wait till you have yours. I'm sure it'll come.
All right. 11.
11.
Vince Staples, Ramona Park, Brooklyn.
Nice.
Which I really like. We've talked about it a bunch. There's some really good songs on there. It's better than the last one. I listened to it when I was not sober. And I was in bed, and I was just blown away. And I was like, this is crazy. I can't believe what I'm hearing right now.
And also, it's kind of crazy because, like, from that perspective, you have to realize Vince is, like, he's clean cut. Like, he doesn't...
Yeah.
He's straight edge. He doesn't drink.
There's nothing about it that's like trippy or anything that like I think would make you.
But just
like,
any
being on
musical
drugs
genius, like it's kind of crazy to think that someone like him who can come up with any song that he's ever come up with isn't under the influence.
Yeah,
you know. And
but
also
he's just such a cool character. Like he's just talked about himself and said that he's more of a writer anyway.
Yeah.
Like he's not doing all the production. Like I'm sure he does what any rapper does and like curating and like creating a sound that works for him, but yeah, and that's what I like about it. Yeah,
hope he's around forever.
Yeah, probably will be.
I hope so,
unless he just retires, which he might.
He could.
Not care. Yeah, he could just
it seems like a Vince thing to do.
Yeah,
he's like, man, I'm 36, I'm out.
Yeah,
I could see that happening.
All right, 11. Then we got to do our top 10.
11. Go for it.
No, it's your 11.
Oh, my 11.
My 11 was
Motomami by Rosalia.
Fun.
That shit is so fun.
Yeah.
So fun.
People do be loving that album.
Rosalia had the most fun of her career so far on that record. She was putting memes in those fucking songs. She was putting some crazy production in there. So cool. Great hooks. I love some great hooks.
There's not enough records these days with great hooks.
Yeah, I need to listen to it.
So fun.
It being Spanish, for some reason, I was like finding it harder to get up the energy to listen to it. But that will sound hypocritical later on.
Yeah.
My 10 is Black Midi, Hellfire. Because like we said, it's just so crazy.
It's called good.
Hellfire. Another album that just sounds like the album cover looks.
Yeah.
And it's just insane. And it blows me away every time I listen to their music. Because I can't listen to it all the time.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why it's not higher. But it's just madness. It's insanity. And their writing is so good. I always end up like just reading the lyrics over and over again as well. Yeah. And it's just all the crazy weird samples and stuff that they have when they talk about the race, you know? Yeah. And it's just insane. And I don't usually like math rock music or like music that's like crazy complex like that because I just find it less, I don't know, appealing. Like some of the enjoyment, some of the like investing yourself. Like sometimes it just feels like it's like complicated for the sake of being crazy, and you just hear it, and it becomes just like noise. But their music still has like this structure and this like storytelling and stuff that goes with it that is so fun to listen to.
Absolutely, along. They keep it entertaining for anyone.
And I will forever regret not going to see them play in Montreal because I was tired.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy.
It would have been. I think I've missed them twice now, actually.
Damn.
It's too bad.
Number 10 for me is Sick by Earl Sweatshirt.
That was a good
Sick
one.
Exclamation mark.
That's another album that I just didn't get back around to revisiting.
Yeah, it came around right when you know, The Weeknd came out with his album, and then we all just kind of forgot that it came out this year.
Yeah.
But man, was it good. It needs more respect. There's some great records on there.
Mm-hmm.
And he just, I don't know. It was so much better than his last little, like, Feet of Clay. It was such a huge improvement for me. And I was so happy to see him back in form.
That's great.
And he just seems like he's in a better place, and I hope he is. because that dude tends to be miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 9?
Number 9 is Big Thief, Dragon, New War Mountain, I Believe in You, which is just really fun. It's really sweet. It's so long, and you listen to it, and you get, like, really immersed in it. Yeah. It's folksy.
So it's folksy.
I feel like it's kind of a departure from some Big Thief stuff, or some of the stuff that I like that they've done in the past. Where it's a little, I don't know, it's just like more folksy, more acoustic a lot of the time, and it's really long, and I love the cover art with the little drawings of animals, and the whole album feels like it's like the soundtrack to like a Lord of the Rings adventure novel that's like
very fantastical,
more, innocent and friendly, and And I love it. It's great. I always think, or of Lord of the Rings, you remember the, what's it called? You remember The Land Before Time? Did you ever see this? I feel like it could be like a soundtrack for like The Land Before Time. Fitting. It has very similar vibes to me. And there's dinosaurs on the cover. That's probably part of why I think of it.
I remember you told me to listen to that record.
Yeah.
And I think my takeaway was that it was the best album I've ever heard that contained the jaw harp. Yeah. And I stand by that. They used that jaw harp willingly.
There you go. And they all met in music school.
There you go.
Big Thief. Oh, fantastic. And the lead, Adriana Lenker, like the singer, and I think the guitar player, were married. And then they got divorced. Wow. And they're still in the band together. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. That's like... What's that band? That's like some Fleetwood Mac shit.
Fleetwood Mac shit? Yeah. I don't think they cheated on each other with people in the band. But
still.
Yeah, it's similar, for sure.
Number 9. Omnium Gatherum by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Wow.
That was their first record of the year. And it is just peak Giz, dude. Like, it's just so them. It starts with a 17-minute song that I think might be the best song of the year. Called The Dripping Tap.
Right.
And it's so fun. There's the energy. Yeah. The energy of that whole album does not let down. It is just constant party, front to back.
Oh, yeah.
And I love it. It's some of their best work. That's all I have to say about it, really.
You should listen to it. I got gizzed out.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
You got over-gizzed, yeah. That's fair enough. Because they did release 3 other albums.
Yeah.
But that was my favorite, personally.
Yeah. And they're just so good at making King Giz music.
I hope that's charging.
Probably.
Number 8.
Number 8 is Jids, The Forever Story.
The Forever Story.
J-I-D. I miss my dogs like Mike Vick.
That's such a good line, isn't it?
Probably my favorite bar of the year.
It's a really good bar. I was like, I took a pause to that when that happened. I was like, wow.
I miss my dogs like Mike Vick.
What the hell's going on?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's so great. Just bangers.
It's
so
just
many
so
bangers,
good.
and it's so fantastic.
He's in the best shape he's ever been in musically.
He really is
He's killing
the up and comer. It's crazy. He's like making better music than J. Cole on J. Cole's label. When's he gonna start his own label? I don't know.
Yep, I agree.
Or maybe he already has, or is. Who's to say?
I mean, there's a weird political divide between Dreamville and Spillage Village. But I think it's all contained in Dreamville.
Yeah.
Right. But he's in both of them.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you heard Stick?
Yeah.
So good. Giant banger.
I have a problem with Stick.
What's that?
Zach Fox released a song called Stick.
Yeah.
And every time I hear the Dreamville Stick, I just think of the Zach Fox song. Because the chorus is the same. They just moved the sticks over 2 beats.
Yeah.
That's it. I just got a bit weirded out by that. And I like Zach's better.
That's
but
fair.
That's just me.
I understand.
But it's a good song.
Holy shit. Was it this year that the Zach Fox album came out?
I don't even remember. Maybe. Let's see. Zach.
It's not on my list, but...
Well, No. Shut the Fuck Up Talking to Me came out last year. Okay. But he just released Wood Tip, which was like a little EP of 4 songs. That came out in December.
Gotta listen to that.
Anyway.
Number 8.
Number 8, mine's SOS, which we already talked about. Yeah. But it's just so good. It's so pretty. I love Kill Bill.
Yeah.
I like that. What's his name?
Old
Jay from Twitter. Fucking fuck. You know who I'm talking about. Jay Versace. He did a lot of the production on there. Mm-hmm. He did the production on the last song of the last Tyler Creator album.
Yeah.
Safari. He's doing great, and I like to see him succeed.
Good.
And I like to see SZA succeed.
Oh, we do.
And that's all I have to say about that.
I am always I just like not to I don't know not to I don't want to dehumanize SZA in any way. It's just crazy to me whenever people like SZA make albums that are so about breakups. Yeah. And I'm like, who are these dudes?
Yeah.
Who are fumbling the bag like this?
I agree.
Where it's same with Billie Eilish's ex-boyfriend. Or the old one.
The old one. The current boyfriend.
Like, dude.
Old.
Yeah. What are you... How?
What's going on?
How are you so dumb? How are you so bad? Are you making... her career like this? I don't know. It's crazy.
I agree.
It's how. Yeah.
I agree.
How are you fumbling the bag this hard?
Anyway,
I'm
number 7.
In shock. Viagra Boys Cave World.
Fuck yeah, Viagra Boys Cave World.
Yeah, it's fucking sick. Yeah. It's so funny.
Yeah,
and it's just so cool. The energy. It reminds me. I think it might be a better Total Football.
A little bit, yeah, like, where it's so like...
They're the same place in my heart.
Yeah, it's so topical, and it's like so satirical, and just making fun of every topic I hated this year, like, so well. Yeah. And Troglodyte is such a good song. Great. So good.
And it's such a great thing to call somebody.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because it's not offending nobody. Troglodytes aren't alive. They're not real. It's like calling someone a Neanderthal.
Yeah, like just blatantly making fun of Joe Rogan and everything he talks, saying that we're apes and stuff like that. Oh, it's so good.
It's
funny.
So great. Punk
Rock Loser is so groovy.
Yeah. I think I re-listened to it recently.
Yeah.
To rekindle my love for that great record.
Yeah.
And I'll bring it up later.
Okay.
But I think I have so much respect for when a songwriter, it seems like they just start from a topic.
Yeah.
Like the first one's like the criminal baby or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And like you could tell they went, the lyrics are going to be about a baby who is a criminal mastermind. Let's write. Like that's all it is. Like it's not just we're writing bullshit and then we're going to try and like form it around. Yeah. It is we have a topic and we're going into it and we're just going to embellish on that topic beautifully.
Yeah.
It's the same like approach of like a lot of Talking Heads records, you know, like Found a Job, where David Byrne's like, I'm just going to talk about a fictional couple who like decide to make a TV show together and rekindle their love for each other.
Yeah.
This is nothing about me. And I think it's so fun.
Yeah, it's like, it's not
we need less songs about stupid people who are writing the songs. Mm-hmm. You're not interesting. Mm-hmm. Write about a baby who does crimes. Yeah, it's
amazing.
That shit's hilarious.
And it's like that. I saw like this clip of Jordan Peele and Keegan-Michael Key talking about just writing comedy and stuff and starting at this like how you have to just start with like your really simple idea that seems really basic and will appeal to everyone. Yeah. And then you like build it up from there and you see how like much further out you can push it and how crazy and ridiculous you can make it seem. And like you start at like 0 and you build to like 100 level crazy. And that's like
it's similar in
the Viagra Boys
Yeah.
Cave World stuff, I feel like, where it's all ridiculous and wild and out there and seems like stupid, especially the way they write lyrics, but then it all kind of comes back on this like one point or this one like actual idea that like makes sense. And they just I just feel like they're satirizing so many annoying people on the internet, and
all the while making insanely good music.
So
fun.
And while not being like cringe. which is a hard thing to do. It's
not
hard
an ounce of cringe on that record.
I'm gonna make fun of internet people and NFTs and Joe Rogan type alpha male characters. Like those are such hot topics. It's like so easy to like, even in making fun of them, to sound cringe, and they don't do that.
They nail it. It's so good. Anyway, are we 7?
7, yeah.
Learn to Swim by Red Veil. Evan just threw his little book. He forgot about Red Veil.
I forgot about it.
That album is so fucking good. Yeah, that kid is like 18, maybe 19 now. 18 when he wrote that record. He is going places.
Yeah. It's really, really good.
It's
and it
really,
would be
really
in my
good.
top 20, but somehow I forgot to write it down.
There is a part in one of the songs where a police siren goes across the speakers, and I am always driving when I listen to that song, and it always scares the absolute shit out of me.
Yeah.
That's my one gripe with the album. But other than that, fantastic album.
That happens on a Fuji song on the score.
Yeah.
That I listened to, and it always scares me when I'm driving as well. And I love that though. That's amazing.
All right,
I
6?
hope that it's included knowingly, that they know you're going to listen to it in your car and freak you out.
I think so.
6 for me was Kenny Beats Louie.
Okay.
And it's so high because I just listened to it so much.
Right.
I never got sick of it. Yeah. I think it's so fun.
It's really fun.
I think for someone like Kenny Beats, who's made music for so many other people, and has kind of has like a sound for himself and the music that he makes for other people, and where I feel like I kind of know what to expect from him and the kind of music that he's gonna make. It's so cool to see him make his own like project, and his sound feels so distinct and separate. Like it doesn't feel like it's anything he's done before. It feels new, and it's really exciting. And I loved him cutting up all of the like Vince and like JPEG Mafia and Slow Tie like sound bites that are like leftover clips or something, and they're not like verses, but they embellish his beats in like a really fun way, and he gets to play around with them. And I just thought it was really cool, and I just listened to it all the time.
Super fun record.
So yeah.
It's awesome.
Kenny Beats Louie, and he loves his dad.
He does love his dad. My number 6 is The Forever Story by Jid. And yeah, I mean, we talked about it earlier, but he's just, I think it is the most polished, like, traditional hip-hop record to come out this year. Yeah. In my opinion. It's just like, he is making a case for him to be like what old heads like Adam 22 would say would be the top of the rap game, if that's even a fucking thing. Who cares? But like, he is so fucking polished. It seems so effortless to him right now, you know. It's just beautiful. I don't know what to say.
Like the features, the form or anything. He's just making it.
The really features you can tell aren't him being like, I'm gonna get big artists on here. Yeah. It's like, I love Music Soul Child. I'm gonna get Music Soul Child on this record, you know, and I think that's awesome. Yeah, he's just having a great time.
It's fantastic, and it's just huge, giant bangers.
Yeah.
5.
Number 5.
My 5 is Sudan Archives, Natural Brown Prom Queen.
Wow, I love that record.
It's so great, man.
Did you
notice? It's crazy. It's funky.
I'm glad it's on your list because I wanted to talk about. You know the song "It's Already Done" on that record, where it's the guy. It's already done. You know, we saw that guy live.
Really?
Yeah, he was part of Ghost Note. Wow. Remember the guy wearing all neon, the bass player? That's him, and he did the bass and he sang on "It's Already Done."
Yeah, she's fantastic. That album blew me away. The production is stellar and so
clean,
like so fun crisp. And like feels like you can dance to it, but it's also like creates this atmosphere and is just all mixed in this crazy way. And there's all these like little production notes and things happening that like build to like, you know, this feeling on like songs like Homemaker, which is like the first one, and then there's just like huge bangers. OMG Brit goes extremely hard.
That's true.
It's just crazy, and it's so fun. And one of those albums where I just like listen to it and I'm like, I haven't heard music that like sounds like this before. And I was reading her bio, and she like started off as like a fiddle player,
That's
and she
really
mixes,
cool.
Yeah, and so then she like mixes like that stuff and like African music and Britpop and hip hop and electronic music and dance and all into this crazy bundle of chaos. And then it's also all the things that she like talks about on the album feel so personal and written about so well.
Yeah.
And some of the songs on there are like really fun, but also really sad at the same time when you're like listening to her and talking about feeling insecure, doubting herself, all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I'm
super cool.
Really looking forward to what she does next.
Yeah.
That shit rocked.
Also, my friend Sydney, who recommended Control Deluxe as the album of the year, I've been telling her to listen to this album forever.
Yeah.
And not for like a while. And Sydney, by some miracle, you're listening to this and you've made it this far. I hope you've listened to the album.
It's only Quinn Haverlit at this point, let's be real.
And Kyle.
Yeah. Anyway, my number 5 is Cave World.
Yeah.
I love Cave World, and we just talked really
what do you love about it?
I love the energy. I love the songwriting techniques. The actual lyrical content is so fun.
Yeah, and that's not something you usually care that as much about.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I really don't pay attention to lyrics too much.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a very musical guy. But that's why, like, listening to Talking Heads and LCD Sound System, when I first found them, it blew my mind for the first time. Because, like, I was like, oh, lyrics don't have to fucking matter. You can just go pow, 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 and then say, like, imaginary, like, what you'd hear at, like, a business meeting. Mm-hmm. And that's a song. And I was like, that's what I want to do, you know? So I get that same kind of inspiration from Cave World. But at the same time, the lyrics in Cave World are very topical, you know? They have something to say. It's not complete gibberish, you know?
Yeah.
It's
I definitely think
very of the times.
Yeah.
And I love that. But yeah, I love all of it. It's great to work out to. If you're going to listen to Cave World for the first time, do some push-ups.
Hell yeah.
Number 4.
My 4 is Gene Dawson, Chaos Now.
Okay. Now, I'm glad, because I remember telling you to listen to Gene Dawson, Chaos Now, and I don't think we talked about it again since I told you to.
It's crazy.
That's a fucking great record.
I don't know if we talked about your concert of the year. I don't know if we ever talked about mine. Gene Dawson, it probably isn't, but my concert of the year. But I did see him live, and that show was
Did you see him
pretty
before
fantastic.
that album came out? When did you see him?
No. Yes? No. The album was out. But it was out, like, very briefly before.
Okay,
Like,
cool.
it was, like, a few days, so I wasn't even that familiar with all the new songs.
Very cool.
But I was re-listening to a lot of it, and I didn't even think it was going to be that high on my list, and then I was re-listening to it, and I just loved it.
Good.
It's crazy. It's, like, more, like, rock music, almost, than it is anything else.
I agree.
And it just has
the production
this energy.
is so fucking crisp.
It is. And it's so chaotic, and there's so much, but so clean. So crisp, like you said. I love his lyrics and his writing. I think it's amazing. He's also very sad. It's very personal. Find some of it quite relatable at times. Not when he's talking about lean and stuff, but other stuff about being sad.
Yeah.
And it just feels inspirational. It's visceral. It makes me want to like get up and jump around. Seeing the concert, so fun to be in a room with a bunch of other people who are going to do that. That's a dude who has like a really like tight, loyal like following. Like that was the kind of show where I was at where it's really small, but like everyone fucking loved the music. So the energy was crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
definitely want to see him live because that shit rocked.
Yeah, you should. I'm sure you'll get an opportunity to. He's sweet.
Number 4, Beatopia by Biba Doobie. So fucking pretty. So that every song on there is just like singer-songwriter gold. You know? She's so talented. Her voice is great. The chords are great. I don't know. Sometimes there's other little instruments in there, adding embellishments, and they're all perfect. I don't know. It's just so pretty.
I need to go back and listen to it. I really loved her record that came out before. It was called, I think it was Fake It Flowers.
Right.
By Biba Doobie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so, I don't know. I think
it's one of those times where I'm just so impressed at how in her element she can feel at such an early part of her career, you know? Yeah. Like, I'm so curious where she goes from here. Yeah. If she's already this fucking good. Yeah. But, yeah. Incredible stuff. Love it. Number 3.
I need to revisit it. My number 3 is, and I kind of, this is a very recent album that I listened to. Yeah. For the first time. And so maybe it's bold of me to put it so high on my list. Yeah. If on my list at all. Okay. But is Natalia Lafourcade's De Todas La Flor. Yeah. Which was also I got from the stupid top Fantano's 50 favorite albums. It was his album of the year. And I was trying to finish writing this before I watched that video because I didn't want to like steal from external sources. Sure. And I wanted it to be my own discoveries. And that was his number 1 album. And it's my 3. And because I listened to it and it was this, I don't know.
It's really pretty.
It fucking knocked my socks off.
It's incredibly pretty.
I was like blown away. Yeah. Just like I couldn't like do anything. I had to just walk around my house and have it on. And it's in Spanish. I have no fucking idea what she's talking about. No. But it's like the most gorgeous, like pristine thing I've like ever heard. Yeah. And
it's fantastic.
Holy shit. Like I was just like, I was petrified. I didn't know what to think. I felt so in it, like so invested, and like thought could not enter my head. I couldn't perform any action. I was just like listening to that album, and I was so taken with it.
That's fantastic.
And it was just a crazy listening experience. It's like Spanish folk, and it's gorgeous.
Fantastic. Yeah, I remember I listened to it definitely because of Fantano, but not because of List Week. Because I remember just seeing like, oh, that's a yellow flannel, and then not clicking on the video and just checking it out out of curiosity. And I think I just listened to it like while walking my dog and being like, this is a great album to just be in nature with. Yeah. And it was very cool. But then I kind of forgot about it. But I definitely want to go back.
It's definitely some of the recency that I have it so high. Like, had I listened to it a year ago, would I... Right. And only listen to it then, like, would it be here? I don't know. But I re-listened to a bunch of stuff really recently, and I still think it's, like, prettier and good. It's just good enough to be that high.
It's really fucking pretty.
It's fucking gorgeous.
Fantano loves finding just really good Spanish singers and artists and just going, here you go. Yeah. He does it like every other month. He does that shit. He gives a 9 to some Spanish lady.
It's crazy.
It's always great.
I love watching those lists because I'm always like, I have no fucking idea like what genre of music is going to be number 1. Yeah. And I'm always it's never what I think it's going to be. Always the album that I think is going to be number 1. Never.
It's like 2 or 3. Yeah. Every time. Number 3 for me is Chaos Now by Gene Dawson. Mm-hmm. It's just so good. Yeah. Things we haven't said yet about the album. The features are great. Yeah. They just fit so well. Yeah. I loved Earl on there. I loved Isaiah Rashad on there. Just fantastic stuff. I don't know. So many bangers on that record. Positive favorite? One, negative one is my favorite record. Song on the record.
Yeah. I think Zero Heroes is my favorite.
Okay. Can't remember that off the top of my head.
Screw It. Or Screwface.
Screwface is good.
It's also good. Those songs like transition into one another, and I didn't really realize that until I was re-listening to it the other night, and the song kept being a lot longer than I thought it was, and I realized it was 2 songs.
Right. Yeah. No, they flow nicely into each other.
It's super fun
throughout the whole record. It's just so fun and
so
pretty.
High energy. So original.
It was the best first listen I had of any album because I did it driving home from school, and my class ended at like 10 p.m. and I was so fucking done with everything, and I needed the rage that it instilled in me to get home, and it was fantastic. But yeah, one of the one of the best for sure. We're up to the top 2.
The top 2. My number 2 is Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, talk about it.
You don't like that?
Talk about it.
Prove.
Talk about Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
I don't know what to say about it.
Speak your shit.
That I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And the first time we listened to it, it was kind of like whatever. And the more, and I still thought it was good, but the more I listened to it, like just the more it grew on me. Yeah. And the more little things I started to enjoy about it, like little production things or like just listening to the lyrics and things like that. And I don't know. I just think it's crazy. It feels so personal, but for Kendrick, but like where it's like all of his music is personal.
Right.
But it feels, I don't know how to explain it. It's really inward looking. Okay. Where a lot of his other stuff is about bigger issues. Right. You know what I mean? Yes. Swimming pools being about alcoholism, being a generational trauma in his community and stuff like that. That's not like, he talks about personal experiences with that. That's not about Kendrick so much. And this is like him learning to accept gay people and stuff like that. And maybe doing some stuff he shouldn't have said. But it's just so, I don't know. It feels like he's in a therapy session. And it feels so much like
it does feel a lot like that.
It feels like admitting a lot of flaws and, you know,
maybe I would like the album more if the cover was him lying on like a therapy bed. I'd be like, I know what to expect, and I'm going to.
Yeah, and I'm not really loved it. I loved it like more than Damn. I think all the beats are great. The features are all great. Yeah. And yeah, it just feels so like. He just seems so vulnerable to me on that album. And I think it was great. And I love that, I don't even know what to say, but just that, it feels like he like really had something to say, really had a reason for that album to be made and to talk about all of those kind of like experiences and like he's not making music for any external reason, you know. It's like that's why it's been so long since Damn came out, because he didn't have something to say. I got something to talk about, and I think that comes across, and it's great.
It's great. Yeah.
It's not your number 2, is it?
It's not my number 2. Wow. It's not my number 1 either. It didn't show up on my list, but I think that's just a personal thing. A lot of people love that album. Yeah. It just didn't work with me. I think it's a good album. It just didn't resonate with me the right way. I just think with every listen, it almost feels like some songs are hurdles I have to get over that kind of like interrupt my listening experience. But I think that's just a very personal thing.
Yeah, the first few weeks of listening to it, I felt like the opposite. I felt like songs I didn't like at first, I like actually started to like hear more, and it like really grew on me. Yeah.
Noted. I feel bad for my number 2 because I'm gonna steal your shine.
Oh, okay.
Number 2 is Ants from Up There.
Yeah.
By Black Country New Road. It's a very good album.
Yeah. You can talk about it. I'll talk about it after.
What's your number 1? Let's just go to that.
Oh well, yeah. My number 1 is Black Country New Road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good record. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Which I've
sort of been saying since February it would be.
Right. It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's my number 1 because when I listened to that album for the first few times, I was just like, this is fucking crazy. And I was like punching air in my room, and I would like put it on, I'd be laying down, I'd be like, I have to stand up, and then I'd be like, I don't even know what to do with myself now that I am standing. Like Chaos Space Marine comes on, and I want to run around and stuff, and, like jump up in the air, and then other songs make me want to like lay down on the floor and cry. It's the only album I've ever written and published a review for that I did in the school paper, because I was just like, I want to talk about it. I don't think it's terribly well written, because I haven't tried to do anything like that. I think it could have been better. I think it's cliche for a music review, but I just fucking think it's so good. And
it's so good.
Kept being things in it that I like found and new moments that I loved. There's like a drum fill on Chaos Space Marine that I like wait for every time that song's on. And it's so
good.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even like when I first heard it, like Basketball Shoes sort of passed me by, and like I heard it but never really listened to it, and then I listened to that song more recently and just thought that I was like, oh wow, this is actually a fantastic song.
Yeah, I feel like every song in that record has its own purpose on there.
Yeah.
You know, there's no throwaway, nothing.
Yeah, that's another album where I'm like, this feels so like deeply like personal, and like I'm listening to some sort of therapy session.
Yeah. Really.
Where I'm almost
stuff.
like I feel concerned for Isaac, the dude, like singing it.
It was kind of tough to like. That was the first BCNR album I've ever heard, right? And I was like, this is fantastic, and then immediately learning that the lead singer is leaving. After that record, I was like, what the fuck? I just got here.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucked up.
And I'd heard for the first time their first record.
Yeah.
And I've gone back and listened to it since.
Me too.
I didn't really like care about it that much when I first heard it. I went back and listened to it.
I like it quite a bit.
It's good, but I just feel like the second one is such an improvement. I also can't believe the first time you told me to listen to that. See, you're the one who told me to listen to it. You were like, oh, it just feels like what a sunny day it is outside. And listening to it now, I'm like, it's crazy that you said that.
Wait,
and you must have been
up there.
Yeah, I was like, you must have been in the first few songs.
Yes.
Before he's screaming, snow globes don't shake on their own.
Because I started that album and I drove to school on a sunny day. And that's the vibes that I was giving off. But I still associate that whole album with like good weather, just because of when I was listening to it.
Yeah.
Even though it's miserable, you can be miserable in nice fall days. But
I also had it on, and I remember like the first time I listened to it, sitting on the side of my bed and just like having no idea like what to do, like what to comprehend.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
It was incredible. So yeah, Black Country New Road, answer them up there. That's my number one. What's your number one album of the year, Keelan? What is the album of the year?
It's
it's Steve Lacy.
It's Gemini Rights by Steve Lacy.
Yes,
it is. Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
That album is so good. Steve Lacy is doing like fucking Frank Ocean level songwriting. Every song is beautiful chord wise, melody wise, harmony wise, instrumental wise. He'll just have people going hoo ha in the background, and it works like atmospherically. It's gorgeous. I love that album.
That's wild.
He is a gem. He's finally gotten into his own. Like,
is he a gem?
Yes. The promise that we had when he broke into the scene with Dark Red was this guy's gonna be a genius. And then he came out with that next album where he's sitting on the weird chair and it kind of sucked, right?
Yeah.
This is his redemption tour.
Yeah.
He's good now. He's amazing now.
It's good. It's catchy. It's fun.
Really good.
I listened to Blonde yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't think
it's as good as Blonde. I don't think it's as good as Blonde, full stop. I just think I haven't heard this kind of songwriting since Frank Ocean.
I was listening to Blonde last night, just like close to weeping. Like Steve Lacy's never done that to me.
He does Steve Lacy doesn't make I'm gonna cry music yet, but he makes really good time, like groovy ass shit you've never heard before music.
It's fun.
The run of Helmet, Mercury, Buttons, Bad Habit is the greatest 4-song run of like the 2020s.
It's really great.
It's
pop
so good.
Music.
It's the best 4-song run since Rina Sawayama's record.
Wow, that's crazy.
That shit was incredible.
I'll listen to it again. I like it. I like a lot of songs from it. I listen to it pretty frequently. It just like doesn't quite hit anywhere for me other than it being fun.
I get one of these songs stuck in my head like every day.
Yes, it is super it's catchy, but it doesn't have much of an effect on me.
Fair enough.
As of this moment right now. Maybe I'll go re-listen to it and completely change my tune.
I hope you do.
I enjoy it. I don't think it's bad. I can't believe that's the best. You think that's the best album you've heard this year?
I do.
Wow.
Better than that year I said Flo Milli was the best, though, right? It's a step up from that.
It makes more sense.
This does, or Flo Milli?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This pick
makes more sense.
Yeah, it makes more sense as an album of the year pick to me than
Flo Milli, Hawaii Is You Here. Well,
but it's your album of the year, and that makes sense.
Sure is.
You like the bangers.
And so good.
Yeah. That's so funny because Flo Milli, one of her songs came on at a bar I was at school, and I knew what it was, and people were looking at me like, how the fuck do you know what this
You're
song?
welcome.
You have no right to know what this song is.
Yeah.
And it was That Bitch. That's what it was. And I was like I know what this song is. And the girl I was with was like, what's it called? And I was like, it's That Bitch. And she was like, what? You don't say that. And I was like, it's the title of the song.
It is.
Anyway.
Wow.
These were the 2022 Tan
We
Awards.
made it.
We made it. We did our top 10 lists.
What a great episode of the Tan Awards.
It's been fantastic. Applause. Thank you.
This is the runtime.
Thanks for listening.
Oh,
we love you.
All love.
I don't have anything else to say.
See you guys next year when we do our annual... You know how much I pay for one episode of a podcast a year? It's kind of funny.
Do you want it? We could take it off Spotify.
We should put the audio on YouTube.
We just put the audio on YouTube, honestly.
We should probably do that. I'm fine with that. Let's just do that. Okay, we need to take a cover picture. Anyway, let's end the podcast. Thanks for listening. If you've made it this far, you are our most loyal followers.
So true.
See you
We
next
love all
year.
our fans. See you next year.